Write something here. Thou dost awaken on the morrow, prepared to greet the day, yet thy limbs do quiver, thy arms do shake, and a subtle dread doth creep upon thee. What dost thou steal away, thy vigor? 'Tis not merely the passage of years, nay, it is a quiet affliction, known as sarcopenia, stealthily consuming thy muscles, without forewarning. Yet, lo! a glimmer of hope doth shine, thou canst resist, with nature's bounty, from the very provisions that grace thy pantry. Hark! Welcome to Senior Health Star, where we dost empower our venerable elders to thrive with strength and grace, extending the tapestry of their days. In this moving tale, we shall unveil 9 noble methods to thwart the waning of thy muscles through the sustenance thou dost partake, all whilst set against the awe-inspiring vistas of our wondrous globe. Press thou the subscribe button, and sound the bell, to enter our fellowship. Thy voyage to radiant health doth commence forthwith. Shut thine eyes, for but a fleeting moment. Picture thyself arising from thine cherished seat, yet thy limbs dost resemble quivering jelly. Thou dost extend thy hand towards the chalice of brew, yet thy limbs tremble with uncertainty. This be not a fear that dwelleth afar, it doth unfold before the eyes of countless elders in this very moment. Upon the crossing of the half-century mark, a malady known as sarcopenia doth commence its subtle work, unraveling the very fabric of thy muscle tissue. Neither pain nor fever dost plague thee, yet a slow and silent waning of thy strength doth creep upon thee, till thou dost find thyself weary after but a brief stroll, unsteady upon the stairs, or grappling with the effort to rise from thy slumber. Lo! the learned scholars of Harvard Medical School dost unveil a most alarming truth. Verily, as one doth cross the threshold of 80 years, up to a third of thy muscle mass may indeed fade away, even shouldst thou partake of nourishment most wholesome. Forsooth, for many, this grievous loss doth commence in their 5th decade, pilfering independence with stealthy hand. The World Health Organization doth now acknowledge sarcopenia as a malady, yet it is seldom spoken of in discourse. Unlike the ailments of arthritis or diabetes, it doth not proclaim its presence, it doth linger in the shadows, bestowing upon thee a faltering balance, weakness of limb, and falls that come without cause. Yet, behold the glimmer of hope, this fate is not writ in stone. Lo, the wisdom of science doth reveal that with the proper sustenance and natural arts, one may indeed hinder, nay, even turn back, the tide of muscles decay. As we traverse the wondrous realms of this earth, from the fragrant bazaars of Morocco to the serene gardens of Japan, we shall unveil 9 sustenances that fortify the sinews, and remedies most wholesome to sustain thy strength. Pray, let us commence with the reasons this doth hold significance. Thy muscles serve as the very foundation of thy form. They dost empower each step, each lift, and each joyous laugh. Without their presence, such humble delights as tending to the earth, frolicking with grandchildren, or embarking on journeys, turn into formidable tasks. Sarcopenia doth not merely enfeeble the sinews, it doth erode thy very liberty. Yet, wondrous inquiries, such as one wherein a remarkable 91% of elders beyond the age of 70 did reclaim their strength in but 6 weeks, through the art of nourishment, dost verily demonstrate that one may indeed resist the ravages of time. Thy sustenance a most potent armament, doth oft surpass the healing potions, for it doth restore the sinews of strength, even in the twilight of thine 80th year. Let us embark upon a journey to uncover 9 victuals that may thwart the waning of muscle, commencing with a cherished staple, hailing from the lofty Andes. Lo! Quinoa, the veritable bastion of protein, complete in its noble essence in the lofty heights of Peru, where the sun doth kiss the earth, quinoa doth flourish, a grain rich in sustenance and virtue. Unlike the common fare of the verdant realm, it doth present a complete protein, bestowing upon thy weary muscles all 9 essential amino acids, requisite for their mending and flourishing. With 8 grams of protein in each cooked cup, quinoa doth support the synthesis of muscle's own protein, a matter most vital, as the body's capacity to process such sustenance wanes with the passage of years. Its fibers doth stabilize the sugar of blood, warding off fatigue, whilst magnesium and B vitamins do enhance the function of muscles and the vigor of energy. Incorporate quinoa into thy salads, or morn's repast bowls, for a boon of strength, most versatile. 2. The plumpfish, the hidden treasure of omega-3. Behold the bustling markets of Tokyo, where the salmon and mackerel do glisten with a radiant sheen. These plumpfish of the sea dost abound in omega-3s, such as EPA and DHA, which doth diminish inflammation, a principal force behind the decay of muscle. In a modest portion of 100 grams of salmon, one may find 20 grams of protein, most noble and of the highest quality, along with the precious vitamin D, essential for the fortitude of muscle and the strength of bone. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition doth reveal that elders who partake of fatty fish on a bi-weekly basis doth experience a lesser decline in strength over the span of 3 years. To reap the utmost rewards, let thine fare be grilled or baked, shunning the treacherous path of fried concoctions. 3. The humble curds of the cottage, a valiant champion of sustenance in the twilight hours in the verdant pastures of Vermont, where the dairy cows do graze. The humble cottage cheese doth serve as a secret armament for the wise elder. Brimming with 25 grams of casein protein in each chalice, it doth digest with languor, bestowing upon the muscles their amino acids through the night, when the hour of breakdown doth reach its zenith. Lo! The calcium doth fortify the bones, whilst B12 doth lend its aid to the function of the nerves. Partake of it with berries, ere the night descends, thrice a week, to rise anew, with strength untold. Pray, let us venture forth to the walnut orchards of fair California. 4. Walnuts, nature's noble bulwark against inflammation. Walnuts, rich in omega-3s and antioxidants such as vitamin E, do serve to diminish cortisol, a hormone of stress that doth hasten the loss of muscle. With 4 grams of verdant protein per ounce, they dost make a most fitting repast. Bestow upon thy yogurt or salads a modest handful each day, that thou mayest safeguard thy muscle fibers. 5. Blueberries, the valiant shield of antioxidants in Maine's verdant fields. The blueberries do burst forth, rich in anthocyanins, those noble antioxidants that wage war against the ravages of oxidative stress, a chief architect of the aging of our sinews. Research from Tufts University doth reveal that those of advanced years who partake of berries with regularity do recover swifter after their exertions. Their vitamin C doth fortify collagen, lending strength to tendons, whilst potassium doth assist the noble function of muscles. Incorporate a cup into thy smoothies or oatmeal each day, forsooth, a delectable shield against ailments shall it provide. 6. Flax seeds, though diminutive in stature, possess great strength in the vast expanse of Canada's prairies. The humble flax seeds dost bestow upon us the gifts of omega-3s, fiber, and protein. Their lignans, those potent guardians of health, do shield the muscle cells from harm, whilst the noble fiber doth enhance digestion, securing the bounty of nutrients for the body's sustenance. Grind ye 1 to 2 tablespoons into thy smoothies or baked confections each day to combat inflammation and bolster thy strength. A dairy of Greek yogurt in the fair isle of Crete, Greece, succeeded by a bounteous harvest of lentils in the land of India. Behold a tranquil grove in fair New Zealand, where the elder folk engage in the graceful art of Tai Chi. 7. Greek yogurt, the mighty elixir of restoration in the sun-kissed dairies of fair Crete. Greek yogurt dost bestow upon thee 20 grams of protein within 170 grams, enriched with the slow-digesting casein, a boon for the restoration of weary muscles through the night. Lo! The probiotics doth diminish inflammation, whilst calcium, accompanied by vitamin D, fortifieth the bones. Select thou unsweetened varieties, adding honey or walnuts, and partake thrice weekly, ere the hour of rest. Pray, inscribe yogurt beneath, if thou shalt endeavor, this eve. 8. Lentils, the noble star of plant-based sustenance in India's resplendent fields. The humble lentil doth bestow upon us 9 grams of protein in each cooked cup, accompanied by fiber and iron, which aid in the noble transport of oxygen to our weary muscles. They are economical, multifarious, and most fitting for broths or curries divine. When thou dost unite with rice a complete protein, dost thou create, most fitting for those who partake in plant-based sustenance. 9. The lean protein, a most potent armament from the slender fowl of American pastures to the delicate tofu of Japan. Such lean proteins as flesh, eggs, or the humble soy dost bestow upon us leucine, that vital amino acid which doth awaken the growth of muscle. Studies from the esteemed McMaster University reveal that the elder folk require a daily intake of 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein for each kilogram of their corporeal weight. Disperse thy sustenance throughout the day. Let grilled fowl grace thy midday repast, whilst eggs shall adorn the morn's table for the utmost effect. Yet sustenance doth serve but a fragment of the remedy. Verily, the art of natural healing doth magnify the fruits of our endeavors. Softly flowing, akin to the graceful dance of Tai Chi, amidst the verdant woods of New Zealand, doth enhance the circulation and fortify the sinews, all without the burden of strain. Lo, the essence of hydration, drawn from the crystalline springs of fair Iceland, doth maintain the sinews' grace. Strive for 8 goblets each day. Slumber, as tranquil as a Swiss alpine eve, doth grant the body its restoration. Hold dear the hours of 7 to 8. These practices, encompassing the whole, when joined with sustenance, doth restore strength in a manner most natural. An aged pair doth toil in a cozy kitchen, their laughter ringing forth as they craft a salad of quinoa. Behold a tapestry of worldly sights, an elder traversing the rugged paths of Patagonia, reveling in joyous dance, amidst kin in Brazil, and nurturing the verdant blooms of an English garden, with grace. Thou art 80 years, wandering the trails of Patagonia, celebrating in merry dance, at a familial gathering, or cultivating thy garden, with effortless delight. These 9 victuals quinoa, the fish of fat, curds of cottage, the noble walnut, the azure blueberry, flaxen seeds, the yogurt of Greece, lentils, and the leanest of proteins are not miracles, wrought by fate, rather, they stand as allies, supported by the wisdom of science. Combine them with the gentle art of Tai Chi, the elixir of hydration, and the restorative embrace of slumber, and thou art erecting a bastion against the ravages of muscle's decline. What marvel dost thou behold? Thy might for many a year doth reside within thy kitchen's embrace. Do not tarry, for a stumble or frailty, to take thy course of action. Commence this day, incorporate the azure berries into thy morn's repast, partake of the noble walnuts as a light repast, or indulge in the creamy curds ere the night descends. Steadfastness be the essence, modest alterations doth gather, yielding grand outcomes. If this hath stirred thy spirit, prithee, leave a mark of thy thoughts, and subscribe to Senior Health Star. Pray, do share which delectable morsel thou shalt first partake of below. Let us forge a fellowship of spirited elders. Bestow this upon a cherished soul in need. Thy mere touch might alter the course of their existence. Our forthcoming visual delight doth unveil 3 morn's customs that may bestow upon thee additional years of existence. Miss it not. Seize the reins of thine own health this day, for verily, thy strength be thy liberty.